Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in a little bit more in depth on the personal empowerment after exposing the narcissist or psychopathic individual in your life. The person who thrives on taking power over others and control over others. Those who really thrive on getting others to manifest a lot of self-doubt, self-criticism, living what we call self-limiting beliefs, feeling forever underneath their ensnaring and entrapment. Realize that the narcissist or psychopath will conceal a lot of their motivations from you. Namely, it is because they want you to become insecure when they're around you so that they can keep you down to keep them feeling up. And oftentimes, the origin of the abuse is because this individual has been either abused in their past or they have a profound or pathological sense of insecurity, and they have a real pathological jealousy of others. And so this causes them to engage in a lot of pathologically selfish as well as very immoral, abrasive, and hurtful reactions to people, or the way that they treat people, especially those people who they are in intimate or close relationships with. So remember that the end goal of their motivation oftentimes can be to encourage self-doubt, and that is really part of the results of the brainwashing and gaslighting is for you to doubt yourself. And if you can become feeling less than and kind of always questioning yourself or running the inner critic through their methods of humiliating you, shaming you, making you feel like you always have to attend to them for your next move, realize that that is one of the definite signs of the aftermath of an emotional manipulator. And we're going to talk about now some ways to really kind of get you to open up your inner self, your best self, to become expansive in your personality, your emotions, your thoughts, your vision for yourself, and really how you feel about yourself in relation to life again. And open up the doors to a better and more fulfilling and happy reality, really one that serves your best interest. Because once you've been blindsided by an emotional manipulator, it's oftentimes difficult to see really the beauty in life, to receive in life the better emotions, the feelings, the things that you want to do, be, or have, because you've been so kind of in the shadow of a lot of their erroneous messages that have make you feel shamed, self-limiting, and really kind of caught up in their humiliation and in their gaslighting, the illusion that they had created that they were going to be this person, which in essence they turned out to be an imposter. And so I really want to go through some different questions that I want you to get out in your recovery journal. So when we talk about the recovery journal, it's so powerful for you to write, because when you write, you're doing this strictly for yourself. This is not for anybody else. This is for you. And it's a chance for you to put your dreams back on the page, to get expansive again, to give yourself a chance to look at all the solutions, all the alternatives, all the different possibilities which hitherto you had been blindsided by because of really being around this this toxic individual. Maybe it was intoxicating in the beginning, now it's becoming toxic. It's time for you to kind of get back to the drawing board and re-identify and create a new blueprint for yourself, your emotions, where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to be, what you want to become, and what you want to have. So this is really a good place for you to do it, and that's in the recovery journal. And I'm going to go through some very important questions that I'm going to ask you right now that you can ponder on, and you can write 5 to 10 to 20 answers on these questions, because this will get you to identify really the real you that has been bubbling underneath the surface, that has been really pining for expression, but which has been sequestered or squelched down by a manipulative individual. And so I'm going to ask you these questions right now, and I want you to begin to expand upon these and write your own answers down. Or if you're going to recite it in your head, but furthermore, I want you to act on these. And some of the important questions I want to ask you now are, if I weren't so limited by an abuser, I would really love to, ... If I weren't so afraid in life, I could really see myself finding happiness by doing ... If I didn't have the hurtful messages from an abuser in my life, keeping me stuck, keeping me down, my life would really take a positive direction by pursuing ... So some different answers to be. In other words, if I had released all of these negative messages to me, what were some things that you would really like to do, be, and have that you've really been unconsciously holding yourself back from? Would you like to take up an exercise routine? Would you like to eat healthier? Would you like to get more of a sense of your own hobbies together? Would you like to engage in crafting? Would you like to engage in gardening? Would you like to engage in painting? Would you like to go to a bookstore? Would you like to go to a museum? Would you like to go into antiquing? What are some hobbies or interests that you would really find yourself interested in, but that you've been holding yourself back from because of the erroneous messages that this person has been keeping you feeling down and out, or that inner core of feeling so down, feeling like you're just profoundly scarred, and it gives you a feeling of social anxiety so that you can't even go and talk to people. So in other words, if I didn't feel so limited around people by this scar, I would really engage with people positively by doing ... If I didn't have this feeling of being dead inside, really one of my favorite things to do would be to ... If I weren't feeling so dead or empty inside because of this person, I would really do ... to make me smile. So everybody has these things which are instinctively and inherently part of them, but they have limited themselves by because of this individual and because of being really off center and out of your empowerment because of their manipulation. And because they don't want you to be self-affirmed, because they don't want you to be empowered, because they don't want you to be fully pulling out your own interest, because it takes you away from being their supply, you'll find that chances are your life purpose is within specific areas that you have not yet even dabbled in. And to give you some ideas, some people are so out of touch with themselves that they don't even know their favorite color. They don't know their favorite food. They don't know their favorite scent. They don't know really their favorite thing to do as a hobby. They don't even have a hobby. They have kept themselves so limited, and they've become so underemployed or underachieved, or really, I would say, under-emotionalized, that they have become dispassionate in their life, and they no longer even get a chance to feel, or they get caught up in the obsessions that no longer serve them. They keep them separate from their liberated feelings of energy. So oftentimes it's the voice of these inner critics which are keeping people held back and keeping people self-limited. So in other words, another question to say, if money wasn't an issue, I would really love to ... If my hurt and wounded feelings weren't always getting in the way, I would really love to feel ... One thing I've always envied about happy people is their ability to ... If I weren't always holding myself back because of the wounds that this person had placed in me, I would really love to become ... I've always wanted to be ... but this person never let me. I've always wanted to pursue ... but because of this other individual, I never felt freedom to do that. And now that I'm feeling freer, I find myself wanting to really pursue ... And these can be things from anything from, going to, getting a puppy, getting a cat, taking up horseback riding, taking up gardening, going for a walk, getting fresh air, stepping outside. I mean, I can't tell you how many people who have become so post-traumatic stress syndrome that they just don't even leave their couch. They don't leave their house. They don't even take a step out on the fresh earth or the fresh sand and begin just to feel those new feelings and look up at the sky and to, take in the sun rays for a moment and just allow the sun to fill their body, or fill their body with healthy, nutritious food, because they've become so habituated to eat things that make them feel miserable, like the junk food. Junk food will make you unequivocally feel sick and awful. A lot of people eat it for the taste, but it really slows down and it gunks down your system. So begin to ask yourself, now that I'm feeling better at myself, what kind of foods can I now include in my diet? Now that I'm feeling better about myself, what new emotions can I entertain? Now that I'm feeling better about myself, where are some places that I can go? Where can I take my recovery date now? Would I really love to take up sewing? Would I really love to take up reading? Would I love to learn about some area of history? Would I like to learn a new language? Would I like to take up needlepointing? Would I love to take up painting? Can I do some writing? Can I experiment with my music? Where are some ways that I can liberate and stop really insult and living out of the insultory messages of myself? And where can I really expand myself? And once you are able to do that, you begin to live in the solution. You begin to live in your true personality. A lot of people don't realize that they have all these interests that they've really wanted to become, or pursue and then become an enthusiast in this area, but they never allowed themselves to feel enthusiastic because they always felt the knife was going to come at them from this criticizer, from this abuser, the shamer. So maybe you would love to take up fishing, woodworking. There are so many different things that you can find yourself really being drawn to if you just give yourself the ability to open up. And, and we're going to fill in more of these statements, and we're going to fill in some more of these affirmations. It's very important to ask yourself these open-ended questions, to open up your mind and give yourself a chance to, answer a little bit more differently some alternatives that you hitherto had kept yourself shut out from so much of your life because of being around this manipulator and abuser, which is what we know as the trauma bond. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.